The arc didn't hum. It roared, not with sound, but with story. Deep inside the guidance field, Gabriella moved like a conductor at the edge of divine ignition. The Ruddars of Blast, mounted along the rear propulsion spine, pulsed in sync with her heartbeat. Not to steer, but to generate the wind that moved the arc. They weren't mechanical. They were mythological. When they fired, it wasn't thrust. It was narrative pressure surging forward through time. She stood still for a moment, then lifted one hand and initiated the blast. The arc responded, not with motion, with meaning. Balloons swelled, plot lines realigned, and a wind formed not from atmosphere, but from unresolved emotion. With each pulse of the rudders, Gabriella didn't just accelerate the vessel, she accelerated the next chapter. Below deck, the Row of the Rudders awakened. Spinning hydraulic limbs clanked into rhythm like a jazz quartet entering the groove. Gabriella didn't muscle her way through the helm. She moved with grace, syncing the rudder's tempo to the unwritten beats of Book 13. Each motion aligned fragmented timelines, gently tugging wayward arcs into harmony. Say Tony A. watched from a glass chamber, holding on to a support beam. "She's not just navigating," he muttered. "She's owning this ship." Alt. Tony, wide-eyed and whispering like a fan in church, nodded slowly. "She's putting this bitch exactly where she wants it." Blah hovered by, holding a recorder and sipping tea. "You know she's serious when she talks like that." Gabriella laughed as the rudder rhythm synced, her fingers tapping the side of the panel. Above, the CLIT Cycle Row began to shimmer, rows of harmonic paddles flickering with bioluminescent rhythm. This wasn't rowing, it was frequency modulation. Each cycle wasn't a push, it was a signal. Send, receive, shift. As she aligned herself with the row's pulse, a resonance enveloped the entire arc. From the top decks to the deepest drone bay, every corridor began to vibrate with harmonic intent. She wasn't rowing a ship, she was tuning the entire narrative reality. The arc began to lift, not physically, but dimensionally. Every rudder, every blast, every cycle row folded into a single synchronized moment. Then came the voice. Gabriella stood at the command helm, arms open like wings, her whole form alight with clarity. "I'm gonna put this bitch right where I want it." And she did. With one final movement, she activated the synchronized launch phase. The Ruddars of Blast ignited. The Row of Rudders drummed into unified propulsion. The CLIT Cycle Row sang its resonant tone across the dimensional grid. The arc shifted, not just forward, through. It passed into the next layer of time like a thread, through fabric, carried by Gabriella's will, timing, rhythm, and resonance. Book 13 didn't open. Gabriella delivered it. The crew held their breath as everything slowed into a silent, perfect arc. Characters reappeared in full alignment. Lost arcs found their footing. Entire dimensions blinked, sighed in relief, and smiled. Gabriella, still glowing, whispered into the ether, "Right where I want it."
The Arc of Reimagined Echoes by Nada Stroll. Read free on Amazon now.
Thank you for walking with us through the folds of time. If this episode sparked new thoughts or rewrote a few old ones, please consider liking, sharing, and leaving a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Your engagement helps keep the signal strong and the arc aligned. You can find full episodes, bonus material, and timeline diagrams at arcofalignments.com. Until next time, remember, the future doesn't wait. It listens.